Now to some concerning news for South Korea with the announcement of the country's lowest ever fertility rate for the first quarter. For more on this, we have Professor Hur Joon-young joining us. Welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Professor, the fertility rate for South Korea was 0.76 in the first quarter of this year. How grim is the current situation, and where do we stand compared to other OECD countries?
Yeah, this year the decline in the birth rate has continued, causing the total fertility rate for the first quarter to fall to 0.76, the 0.7 range for the first time ever. And the number of births has not kept up with the number of deaths, resulting in 53 consecutive months of natural population decline. So if the current trend continues for the remainder of this year, the annual total fertility rate may fall even lower than initially expected, which is 0.68. So Korea is the only country among OECD member countries with a total fertility rate below 1, indicating that South Korea's low birth rate issue is particularly severe on a global scale.
Right, and what are the primary factors causing the rate to drop so low? There seems to be a particularly large drop for women in their 30s.
Yeah, so one of the reasons is the trend of increasing singleness in Korea. But however, the trend is a global phenomenon and not limited for Korea only. So the Korean government has implemented various policies such as cash support, parental leave, and child care support to overcome the low birth rate in married families, but these measures have shown little effect. So this deepening trend of low birth rate illustrates how difficult it is to have and raise children in Korea. So it is particularly attributed to the reality in Korea where it is challenging for women to balance work and family, especially given the recent increase in women's participation in economic activities.
Right, and the number of births tend to be a little higher at the beginning of the year, with the figure usually declining toward the end of the year. So does this mean we should be bracing for an all-time low fertility rate for 2024, perhaps even under 0.7?
Yeah, I mean, it is likely that the total fertility rate for the remaining period of this year will further decline. For example, last year's annual total fertility rate was 0.72, with quarterly rates of 0.82 in the first quarter, 0.71 in both and the second and third quarter, and 0.65 in the fourth quarter. However, the Korean government is focusing on the possibility of a rebound in the number of births in the second half of this year due to the increase in marriage since August 2022. On average, the periods between marriage and the birth of the first child is taking 2.53 years. So if the current trend continues and the annual total fertility rate falls to the level of the first quarter, it may be lower than the median projection of 0.68. However, the number of births in the second half of the year could also exceed the median projection. At present, it is very difficult to make accurate predictions.
Right, and as you mentioned before, with the number of deaths exceeding the number of births, the country's continued population decline is bound to cause negative effects on the overall economy. What should we be most worried about?
Yeah, the thing is like the lack of labor population, so the lack of workers. So in the future, maybe like it will have a negative impact on the potential growth rate of Korea. At the same time, because the number of young population is keep shrinking, so maybe we may have to be worrying about the kind of pension problem, which is expected to be depleted in early 2050s.
Right. So what should and could be done to resolve this population crisis? Are there any countries South Korea can benchmark?
I think the focus should be on creating environment that allows for child caring. Experts were asked to evaluate the necessity of major low birth rate policies on a scale of 0 to 10 recently, and the high score was given to the parental leave system, which is 9.3. This was followed by flexible working hours, 9.1, childcare support, 8.7, and reduced working hours during the childcare period, which is like 8.6. On the other hand, the cash support, one of the universal support policies so far, received the lowest score of 6.5. So we should be like focusing on this kind of result.
Right, Professor. Thank you so much for your insight this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.